Okay guys, I'm excited to do this Q&A for the pregnancy update. It's going well so far. Sometimes being pregnant is hard, but I'm coping and excited. And I'm about 15 and a half weeks now. So that answers somebody's question I remember seeing. And things are going really well, so we're excited. It's fun after you've had a few babies that you can kind of recognize feelings earlier than you did with your first or even your second. So I can already feel the baby kick, which is kind of fun. It's a weird feeling, but if you recognize it, it kind of feels like little bubbles or popcorn popping in your tummy. So that's kind of exciting. And it just gets better and better that way as the baby gets bigger, and then you feel it all the time. But now if I'm really still and baby's really active, I can feel it, so it's really fun. Okay, so let me jump into some of these questions. I've got a computer up with the questions from on the video where we asked, and then I've got my phone with the questions from yesterday's Instagram posts. I've got like a 10-minute time limit so Scott doesn't freak out with editing, so I'm gonna do my very best to go fast. Okay, let's see here. How do we decide names? A few of you asked that. Scott is definitely the creative mind that way. He usually comes up with lots of random off-the-wall things, and I'm kind of the vetoer, so I will say yes or no, or I like this part of it, but let's tweak it. So with all of the kids so far, that's what we've done. He's had ideas and then we've tweaked it to become what they are, and we have kind of had a trend of having an AY somewhere in the name, so we'll probably keep on that trend so this baby isn't the odd one out. We had a couple of questions about gender, if we're gonna do a reveal or leave it a surprise. Since we have 3 kids and 2 girls and a boy, we decided that we're gonna be surprised this time. You're gonna find out when we find out, and it's gonna be when we see the baby. So we're excited about that. In the beginning, it doesn't really matter if you have boys or girl things ready because it's all the same. So we are not going to find out the gender. Let's see, somebody's asking about having the baby at home. We've had all of our kids either in a birthing center and then Tace with a midwife, and then Tace was the first that we had at home with the midwife, and we loved it. I personally like that because we are very much into like holistic health, and I love the freedom at home and in the birthing center with the midwife. I love their expertise. I love that it makes it a really personal thing because you really kind of have the environment and the circumstances that you want as the laborer. So that's my favorite way to do it. I wouldn't do it any other way. Of course, if there were ever an emergency, we're always accessible to emergency help. So that's obviously important. We love having babies with midwives at home. It's awesome. How do we keep a secret? It's really hard to keep a secret in the beginning, especially when you don't feel well. That is always the hardest, but I just do my best, and Scott helps to pick up the slack and just try and avoid parents who might pick up on things that, you know, my mom would have known had we seen her. That's why we told them the first day we got to Boise, because there's no way to hide the pregnancy feeling from someone who has had 8 kids. All right, let's see. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl. We don't really care either way. We figure if it's a girl, then Tace will be the only boy and he'll be a good big brother, and it might make him a little bit softer and maybe not. And if it's a boy, then he'll just have a buddy and they can roughhouse and wrestle and beat each other up, and we'll have, you know, we'll be happy either way. But we just figure we'll have the big kids and the little kids, because the girls are kind of a pack up at the top of the family with kids, and the babies will be at the bottom. Girls, he's gonna spray. Will you come get this from him? Thank you. I help you. Come, want to say hi to everybody on the video? Come here, come say hi. Okay. Say hello, everybody. Are you watching Daniel Tiger? Are you watching Daniel Tiger? Okay, let's see. Yes, this is our first pregnancy online that we're experiencing with you. We're excited for that. It's our first time having this all set up. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me pause. Let me get him happy. Okay, we're gonna be happy, huh? All right, so we're not doing a gender reveal until the baby is in our hands. I'm due in January. I'm due the first part of January, but I don't pay too much attention to dates because then it just gets in your head. And so My first midwife that we used with the girls always said, just plan for 2 weeks after the baby's due and you'll be pleasantly surprised, usually. We just kind of give an all-around time frame, and then I don't get in my head at the end, which is very easy to do. Am I nervous for the birth? I've done it 3 times. I'm always a little bit nervous when I think about it in the beginning, and then you get to the point where you get uncomfortable and you just figure that's the only way out, so I better be ready. So I just kind of have to get myself prepared for that. But it kind of all comes on, you know, a little bit at a time, so you're kind of slowly prepared. On a daily basis, is it painful to be pregnant? You know, it kind of depends on what you mean by painful. In the beginning for me, with all of the kids, it's just kind of that sick, queasy feeling all day. I don't usually throw up a lot, but it's more so just you feel like if you did, it would feel better. But that's probably the hardest part, and just having to eat constantly, whether you want to or not. Otherwise it gets worse. And then after that, you kind of trade that, at least I have traded that for just kind of the aches and pains of pregnancy as you get bigger and things move and baby gets bigger and is mobile and moving and kicking. And so yes, pregnancy all around is sometimes uncomfortable, but the end result is worth it. So it makes it so that you forget. And even the labor and delivery, somehow it's a miracle that moms forget what it feels like, especially doing it the way we do it, where it's where everything is experienced and then you conveniently forget. And that's a great blessing, because otherwise you might not ever have more than 1 kid. Okay, where are we at? Let's see. I don't know what I think it is. So far I've got a couple of ideas just based off of my pregnancy. Sometimes it feels like a girl as far as pregnancy goes. Sometimes it feels like a boy. And so I'm just actually kind of not sure. Sometimes I really think I know, and then sometimes it tricks me. So we'll see. Taste is gonna be a great big brother. I don't think he quite understands what it means, but when we went to the birthing center for the ultrasound, he kept saying baby when he was looking at the actual picture, but now he also kind of points at his tummy and says baby, and points at my tummy and says baby. So I don't think he understands completely, but he loves babies and is very sensitive and always wants to make sure that babies are safe and happy. So I think that he'll have an adjustment, but I think that he will be sweet and kind. Okay, I think that we have answered all of those questions. Okay, let's go over to Instagram from yesterday. All right, you guys had awesome questions. I think Taste will have an adjustment, but I think that he will be happy ultimately, especially when there's a baby who can run and play with him, because he loves having company and attention. Is Taste moving out of your room? So we're not sure about that yet. We always start with them in our room, and that's nice for me, because then I sleep well with nursing and things, and I don't have to lose as much sleep as you can potentially lose with a newborn. But we're not quite sure if he'll just sleep in the crib in there for a little bit, or if we will set up a room for him yet. Upstairs, we're not sure. I figure we'll kind of figure that out as we get a little closer and see where he's at. Always try and judge how they're doing, like mentally and physically, and kind of find what will be healthiest for them. Because the new baby will be flexible and just needs to be close to mom. This person, Callie Crawford 07, is new. She said she's new. How old are our kids? They're 10, 8, and almost 2, and then baby on the way. Boy names and girl names, we have not honestly thought of anything yet, but we will probably, or Scott will probably start brainstorming and start spouting off random things soon. The girls were really excited about the pregnancy. You can watch the pregnancy video or the announcement video when we did our Survivor Challenge. That was really fun, because the girls were totally blindsided. They were not prepared or expecting that at all. Now, Will Pop 321 tried to make me feel really stupid by using a big word that I had to look up. But he says, how do you manage the quotidian life, sorry, I had to find it, with all these kids? Do you think it'll change your family life? Quotidian means the everyday life, I learned. And thank you, Google. And honestly, I feel like once you hit 3 and beyond, and once we had a boy and beyond, it's just one big hectic party. So I grew up with a lot of siblings. I grew up as one of 12 with my mom and stepdad, and one of 6 with my dad and stepmom. So I was always surrounded by people and fun, and yes, sometimes it's chaotic, but as adults especially, it's awesome because you are surrounded by your favorite people. So I think that it will be busy, but once it's busy, it's just busy. And we're used to being busy, and I think it'll be fun. So we're excited. We've always wanted to have a big family. We thought originally we'd have a bigger family than this, but sometimes Heavenly Father's plans are different, and you just take all the blessings you have and be grateful for them. So that's how we're feeling. And we're just really excited, you guys. We're excited to get through the pregnancy stage, and excited to have just new people. It's fun to meet them. It's fun to wonder what they look like, and wonder if they're gonna look like your other kids or completely different, or have similarities. And so it's always fun when you finally meet them and say, oh, okay, I know you. And then you wonder how you ever didn't know them. And so thank you guys for all of your awesome questions. These were great. We'll probably do this again maybe in a couple months when I'm further along. Yeah, hopefully I answered your questions. We're excited. Thank you for your support. You guys are awesome. We love you, and we're just grateful for how kind you are to us and our family. And we're also, as a side note, so grateful for how kind you are to each other. It's really important to us. We want to make sure that this community is a community that is supporting being kind. And there's enough ugly in the world right now. Please keep it kind, and be kind to each other and support each other. That's really, really important to us. So thank you for your support and kindness that you show to us, and hopefully you feel that from us as well. Bye.